Welcome in. It is the boys, the TPL Letterman show for University of Georgia. Thanks for joining us again on a great Monday night after another great win in Sanford Stadium as the Dogs took down Missouri. Myself, Aaron Murray, Ben Jones, Nosha Moreno, Tavares King, joining you for the next 30, 45 minutes. Put your questions in the chat. We'll be answering them throughout the show. Last week's game, looking forward to this week's game. NFL stuff, our career, our favorite, whatever you want. We are an open book this entire show. So make sure, like I said, go drop the comments in the comment section. And the boys are doing so good, and we appreciate all your love. Smash the like, smash the subscribe, all that good stuff. That we got a sponsor for the show. How about that, boys? How about that? Y'all look good in your fresh shirts. All right, Home Field Apparel sponsoring tonight's show. Check out everyone. Stand up real quick. Ben's got a nice little the black shirt on. TK's got the red on. No Shot got that white shirt on. 15% off this week heading into the Ole Miss game. Scan the QR code. It'll be on the link to the show. And then on the website as well, TPL15 to get 15% out. Shout out home field, man. We appreciate the love, the support, and the swag. I got like 3 or 4 of these. Might be rocking it this weekend in Athens if the weather is nice.
You know what?
I like that one, Murray.
What?
Let me see.
I like this one. No Shine guy. I was gonna wear that one. That one's bad.
I like the sleeves nice and tight on my arms.
What you just
a little bigger?
What you just do? What you just do? Some arms? All of y'all look a little beefy.
You know what? Went a size higher. I forgot. I've been, in the gym. So
little beefy. Yeah, me too.
We got small.
Like a little tight. Like
John Larson finally made it to the live show. Appreciate you, John. Welcome to the party. Welcome to the party. All right, let's get into it. So this show today, we're going to look a little bit back at the game this weekend versus Missouri. We will maybe hit some topics around college football, maybe talk a little Michigan, just kind of, it's the hot topic right now. And then we will look ahead to the top 10 matchup in Athens, Georgia, primetime, 7 o'clock, game day going to be on campus. We'll talk about that, what it means to be a football player when game day's there in Athens, how that changes your week, and then obviously breaking down the game as well as Lane Kiffin heads to Athens to try and F things up a little bit. So, all right, let's get a little rewind. Georgia takes down Missouri, a little bit of a nail biter, and got the job done. Was anyone ever concerned? And just overall thoughts? I'll start with TK first.
Man, well, at halftime, I was a little worried. Me and Noshan put them steak dinners on there, but it was 10
even or ahead. So
now we're gonna have to go look back at that one. But I don't know if you said even. But no, man, I felt like we were moving the ball well. It was crazy offensively. I thought the first drive we moved the ball well. Carson showed what he could do with his legs a little bit. That was kind of impressive to see. But God, just the red zone, bro. It's just that's what I think is just kind of the kicker, or is killing us right now, from putting us over the edge of just no worries. Just that red zone stuff, especially offensively. So, but overall, man, I thought it was a good game. You saw a lot of explosive plays. You saw a lot of people get involved, both in the backfield as well as my guys out wide. A lot of folks got involved. Good to see Dom Lovett get in the end zone against his old team. Very cool. So, I thought it was a good performance offensively, but just the red zone stuff kind of still out there lingering.
Ben, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, they brought the house early. They were bringing them. They got them on the screen right there, the Dom to get in the end zone. I think that kind of like, we checked out of that and got them in a quick little tunnel screen right there and opened it up, but they were bringing it. Every time you could see, they did a great job picking up some blitzes. Carson stepping up, making some plays. Early on, we gave up 3 sacks in the first half, I think. First one, got his hands caught on his punch. Other one, play action versus a blitz. Kind of stepped up, got it, know he was beside him. Those happen, but you see the second half, they were clean the second half, and they were able to execute better in the second half. But overall, I want to be able to run the ball in the red zone. It's hard. The zones are tighter. Everything's tighter down there in the red zone. If you have maybe try Milton a little more down there and just let him pound it a little more. I know Edwards is a shifty guy that gets in there, but you got to be able to just go in there and get 3 and 4 whenever you want it.
And a little misdirection too. I think the one touchdown to Milton, You bring, I think it was Bell into the backfield. You jet sweep him or orbit motion him to the left. So the safeties were kind of communicating and doing a little rock and roll, and all of a sudden, boom, you got Kendall on just a zone concept to the boundary, and there's no one left. Like things like that, where if you get the defense talking and moving, and then hit them going the other way, I thought that was a really nice design by Coach Bobo in that one. I obviously saved the initial comments for Missouri to our secret fan of the Missouri Tigers, No Sean. For those who have missed the show the past couple of weeks, No Sean, big fan of Missouri. I don't know if they didn't offer him as a recruit or whatever it is, but just has a hard on for him. So No Sean, your thoughts of the
loves
game
him.
the Tigers.
That running back was toting it. No Sean,
He was.
And we knew that coming into this game. I thought that we knew we had to stop pretty much 2 players, and that's Burton and Schrader, right? And we said, which one do we want to stop more, and then let the other one go off? And we were saying, let's stop Burton and then see what the run game can do. And like you said, Ben, he did go off. I mean, 112, I think, and he was running, I think, hard too. I was like, hard. So we knew that was going to happen. You don't really like to see that, but hey, which evil do you want to take? Them beating you over the top with some explosive plays, or some nice gains on the ground here and there. What I mean? I'll take this. I'll take the little bit on the ground, stopping their big plays like they did. But I wasn't necessarily surprised that it was tied up at halftime there. It's just kind of what we've been seeing kind of all season, where it's like that second half they kind of come out and blow teams out more in the second half. And they did a little bit this game. It was still tight there in the fourth quarter. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, they got it done. I'm on Ben's side, where I would like to see them run in the red zone a little bit more, or just run them boys a little bit more at the end of the day. But Milton had a good game. Dijon had a decent game on the ground. At least yardage rise. 4 and some change per carry. That's really nice. Keeps it down and distance short. But at the end of the day, man, it's going to get tight down here. Couple games. I mean, especially this Ole Miss team that might be the best front four that we've played all year. I don't know. So
we're defense a little weak. We'll get to them. We'll get to them, but a little weak.
I don't know.
Carter Bishop. Carter Bishop in the chat. Wait, what's the promo code? Once again, show sponsored by Home Field Apparel. The promo code for 15% off is TPL, the Players Lounge 15. TPL 15 for 15% off. Make sure you go get it this week as we get ready for that top 10 matchup in between them hedges. Since we don't have Boykin on, sadly, our resident defensive player here to defend the defense in the show, we'll be gentle to that side of the football. I know we like to beat them up a lot when we were there in Athens, but how was everyone's feeling of the Dogs? I know that to me, that was the bigger takeaway from this game was defensively, that inability to stop the run, and that defensive line's kind of been the one everyone's been talking about for the past 2-3 months now. Ben, since you're kind of in the trenches first, your initial takeaways from the defensive line for Georgia.
Yeah, they don't really have pass rushers. I feel like they got guys that do their job. The 2 inside guys are big, kind of run pluggers inside. They're not the fastest down the line. Edge guys are nothing twitchy. They're just setting the edge. Kind of reminds me back when we were in Alabama, they just had edge setters. They really didn't have rushers like Upshaw and people back in the day at Bama. It's what they don't have the dominant Jalen Carter, a speed guy off the edge like Nolan Smith, the big Jordan Davis, the load. Mm-hmm. They're missing some of those big humans that we've seen that are just those freak athletes.
Yeah.
They have solid guys in there, but it's none like, ooh. But the one that jumps off to me is not having our boy 10 when he fractured the forearm.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right away you could tell, like, hey, he's the leader on that defense. He runs the show. He's sideline to sideline. He's the guy who makes the plays, and he's the heartbeat. So I'm excited to see who's going to step up and fill that void, because he is going to practice, seeing him. He's that dog on that defense.
Yeah. No, Sean brought up a good point about stopping Burden, and Georgia did an interesting thing where they brought Lassiter into that nickel position. They moved him from outside to inside. Tyke played in there a little bit. I thought Javon at times got matched up against Luther as well. Mm-hmm. So they were showing him different looks, different bodies, rotating guys, that no one was too exhausted because they knew that 3 was going to be a part of the game plan. And they shut him out. I mean, to do what they did against him, I thought was great. TK, from a receiver's perspective, having that many bodies rotate to cover you and different guys, how hard is it to kind of get into a rhythm?
I mean, it is tough. Hats off to Kirby and the staff for doing that, because it is tough to kind of get a beat on a guy, because everybody's different. Everybody's going to play you a little different. One guy may be a little longer than the other from an arms perspective. So everybody's a little different. So it's tough to kind of play to play, to kind of zone in and be like, oh, it's 2, oh, it's 21, So that's a little tough. But for me, man, one thing, what do you guys think about this? Is the kind of thing that jumps off the screen as I rewatched the game today. Just Brady Cook, his movement. I think that kind of worries me more down the stretch. Down the stretch, that kind of worries me the most. Like for mobile quarterbacks, like you say, man, like
the next 4 quarterbacks are going to be mobile.
Exactly.
Next 4.
Exactly.
This next one probably the best out of all of them.
And he's a gangster. He gonna lower that thing on you if he wants to. So that was kind of something that jumped off the screen. And I know we don't have our defensive guy here to talk about the defense, but that was a question that I kind of wanted to pose to you guys is what you thought about that.
Yeah, I'm worried about it. I mean, you watch the Alabama LSU game this weekend. I mean, what took over that game? The quarterback run.
Yep.
And Georgia's going to face probably Milroe, who looks like he's one of the most dynamic players in all of college football. Like that is a problem. Crazy. You look at the next 4 weeks. Ole Miss, Jackson Dart, hell of a runner. Joe Milton, kind of how he's gotten going the past 2 weeks, running the football. Georgia Tech has that kid from Texas A&M that's like a 4.5 kid. Mm-hmm. He can run the football. And then it looks like Alabama's going to win the West. So you got Jalen Milroe. That's 4 weeks of playing a mobile quarterback. So I guess a good thing is you start getting used to it because you're getting it every week. So hopefully that helps before you do face, knock on wood, Alabama in that SEC championship game. I want to go to the chats real quick. So we got some questions here for Noshawn, and they kind of tie together. So Noshawn, I'm going to ask them back to back and then kind of let you go from there. Tim Collins says, why don't we let Kendall be the bell cow? He was powering over him. Seemed like it's his style of game. And then Carter asked, on top of that, Noshawn, can you talk about Milton's development? He looks good in between the tackles, but he lacks a little burst on the outside. Reminds me a little bit of our boy Richard Samuel. So talk about Kendall. Talk about Kendall in general. What you've seen.
Yeah, each week he's gotten that big size, man, that big body, man. You would, want him and think that he'll be running downhill, kind of using that big frame. And then, he has decent speed. He doesn't have that Dijon speed, but he has, good enough speed to get out there and get going. So each week he's been getting better, but that's why you do have a guy like a Dijon that change of pace for that defense. So you see a guy that's super shifty that you got to break down. And then you got a guy like Milton coming in and he can kind of give you a little something, but most likely he's going to give you that shoulder, right? So you need that 1-2 punch, that lightning thunder kind of action, like back in the day when you was playing Ben with them boys. Did you play with Chris Johnson, though, Ben? Or did you just miss him, huh?
CJ.
You didn't play with him. Did you him
I had Arian.
And Lindell?
No, I was in Houston with Arian back in the day.
Okay. Oh,
that's a good one too.
And I had DeMarco and Derrick Henry together.
Ooh.
Okay.
Boy,
he
blocking for them.
You had them back.
What? Anyway, I like the development. And I like that 1-2 punch with Dijon and Milton. But it's just like TK always said, man, it's one ball, right? And you kind of got to get it around to those receivers as well. So, but I just like that at least. Getting some great yardage per carry, like 5 per carry, I keep on saying, keeping that down and distance very short and manageable. So I like what I'm seeing. It's all good so far. But is that going to help us down in later in the season, man? Everyone's going to have to be in tip-top shape for sure.
Yeah. All right, back into the chat real quick. Glenn Buck asked, without being too specific, give us an idea where all you guys call home today. I'm in Atlanta. TK
Same,
in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Ben?
Tennessee.
Hanasai. No shot. Colorado. There you go. Let's see what other questions we got in the chat. All right. So bringing up the Alabama game real quick in LSU, there was a pretty vicious hit on the quarterback. I think they got it right. I don't think it was targeting. I get maybe the personal penalty on it, but it definitely wasn't targeting. So I think this is what Tony was trying to get at when he said, "What's the the nastiest hit y'all ever taken?" Or in Ben Jones's case, maybe dealt, or no Sean too. I know TK ain't run anyone over, neither am I. Everyone knows my biggest hits I've taken. That was 2010 versus Auburn. I got the crap knocked out of me. And then Arkansas too. I remember I was running to the sideline, and I kind of like stopped a little bit early.
Hit hard as hit.
Yeah, in
Alabama.
the championship, you got rocked.
I just been hit a lot.
Yeah.
I've been just blasted.
That boy got a real target on him.
I got like a whole. Someone needs to go make a whole clip of me just getting boomed for 4 years. All right, TK, your biggest time you got hit.
I mean, probably SEC championship. I got popped pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I think Falcon, going over the middle right there. Got clean. Caught that thing though. It's all good. But yeah, probably that SEC championship 2012. I got clean pretty well. I don't know. I mean, you got hit a lot, guys.
I know. That's a hard one, bro. Yeah, especially in my position. I'm getting hit all the time.
Let me hold on. I'll tell y'all what's undefeated though. It ain't even, it's the ground.
Oh,
you ain't lying.
That ground, bro.
Yeah, especially for you receivers, man. I feel like you got to get the worst of it because you're coming up from so high at that speed and you just landing straight. You see it all the time, and I'm like, bro, dang, he's gonna hit his head, and you don't notice it, right? You got to pop right back up, but it happens a lot to y'all receivers. But for me, I don't even know. I've dealt out a lot of punishing hits too. I feel like, and then some of those hits that don't seem like they're big hits on TV are ones where you're like, ooh, knock the wind out of me a little bit. So I don't know. It's been a lot of those. I've had.
Ben, have you ever been depleted? Taken out?
Interceptions. God, you get murdered.
Those
are the worst. Like, if you see them like in a normal blocking play, no.
Right.
But those picks you're blocking, you think everything's sweet, and you take off running, that DN who's behind me back there with the tackle, they always get my fat butt somehow. And
but what about like a lot of times these blitzing linebackers, Ben, like their job is to take the center out so the other guy can come. So like they're coming in for a sole mission of I just want to take big number 60 out. Like, have you read that moment where someone came in like a missile?
They know better.
Yeah.
You hit that knee one time early in the game, I'm like, you're gonna leave me alone, because a lot of those have the ear holes. They're running cross dog off of it. Yeah, I'm gonna take care of that early. I'm gonna show them I cut them. That first drive, I hit that knee. No old man wants to get hit in the knee when you're 30 years old in the league. That slows everybody down. But
one
Ray
time
back in the day, he hit me on a zone play. That head felt like a cement block when he hit me. Oh God. That was a different helmet. I was like, that is not a normal human behind that helmet.
Hey, no, Sean, how many times have you just run someone over? Like, I mean, just like what is that feeling like? I've never experienced in my life. Like I said, TK never experienced that in his life. Like, what does it feel just like you're one-on-one and you lower that boom on someone?
Oh man, it feels delicious, man. It feels great.
Not delicious.
Love that. That was the best feeling, man. I was the kind of back, especially in the first quarter, first half. I'm not really juking too much. I might give you a little but I'm trying to run through you, bro. Listen, we get hit so much throughout a game. It's like, bro, I gotta give some punishment now, right? So if I see a little DB out there or whoever, I'm like, hey, you're going to have to earn your money today. You're going to have to tackle this, bro. And I could imagine being the size of like a Derrick Henry. Oh, my. If I was his size running how I ran.
That's where I get mine, because they hold him up and I pick off them little DBs by the pow. Wow.
Delicious. Delicious.
Y'all boys different, man.
I'm telling you. I guess it's equivalent to UTK, like, when you hit someone with a crazy route, like pat, pat, and he just run that way, you're like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's silliness. That's silly.
It's like, you know, a safety come up and you just run through his chest and keep them legs moving. You're like, I don't know
the pads
to the passing. I don't know what you darting it through 5 defenders' arms. Like,
I would say like the moving through the pocket, like weaving, and then pulling up and hitting like a big pass. Yeah.
Side
on. Nice with it, Murray. You have some legs on you too, though.
You gotta do something.
I do some. Someone told me today that Jalen Milroe reminded them of me back in the day. That's
Tell
just
him to
that's
tell
what
him to
people are
chill.
saying on the streets. That's
Tell
all,
him
I'm just saying. Someone brought that up, so just gonna throw it out there.
They own my products.
All right. Last thing before we move on to Ole Miss, how good of this is a win, in the sense of, like, I know a lot of people look at it. It's Missouri. Oh, it's a 6-7 team last year. Oh, it's just Missouri. Like, people look at brands, and they really don't watch. Maybe watch Missouri, understand how good they really are. Like, how good of a win was this game? Anyone chime in?
I mean,
I think we're going to see a lot this week when they play Tennessee.
Ole Miss?
No, we're going to see
Mizzou.
Missouri,
yeah.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
I think Tennessee. Everybody's talking about how Tennessee's that next best team. I think it's Missouri when you're thinking about it, and they got talent.
Mm-hmm.
There was receivers early in the game. I'm like, oh man, they were just throwing fade after fade. I was like, this is one of those games, and so I'm excited to watch that game. Of course, we're going to watch the Dogs, but I'm going to definitely be tuning in to see how that game. Watch No Sean's boys play a little bit more this week.
Someone in the chat said they're only a 1.5 point favorite at home versus Tennessee. I kind of like that. I like that. They're just more balanced, man. They're good on both sides of the football. That's what I like about them. They can run it, they can throw it, they can play good defense, and those fans this week, they're gonna be disappointed that they lost to Georgia, but I think they're like, hell yeah, like, we may be a 10-2 football team. We win this game this weekend, so that crowd's gonna be juiced.
I mean, Missouri fans could definitely look at this as a win. I mean, they took them down to the fourth quarter where we had to make some big plays on defense with a couple picks. That kind of changed the game a little bit. I mean, they played them to the fourth, honest. So
yeah.
I
mean, they were kind of driving a little bit before that weird ass INT that he threw straight to the ear. I was like, I'll tell you this. Like, I'll defend him a little bit. That's one of those moments where you saw a receiver as you got ready to throw it. You saw a defender flash. So you're trying to hold on to it, but it's too late, and you just like pick. It's a bad feeling. You think he's open. He's no, and then just right into the other guy's hands and just
Big Boy was rolling. Who faster,
he was.
him or you, Ben?
Oh snap!
TK, you remember we used to play hide and go seek out there? Y'all couldn't kick out. I hit that noise out there. Y'all just leave me alone.
That boy Ben come around the corner. He'll hit you with it.
Was there some fighting words in the chat? We got an Ole Miss fan. Ole Miss 52, Georgia 31. All right, George. We'll get our predictions at the end of the show.
Oh, Miss 52. Who is this first?
He ain't even got a picture.
Yeah, David
Where
Green
you been at?
Green knows.
He hasn't been in. Okay, that's a different show.
All right.
Yeah.
Before we get into the Missouri thing, real quick. And I should have asked you guys ahead of time before I just throw this on you. The Michigan thing is kind of taken over college football, the sign stealing.
Mm-hmm.
What should be done? What is going to happen? If anyone has any thoughts, I'm going to open it up to anyone who wants to kind of discuss it here.
Well, didn't it just come out with something? What was they saying? What was the news recently?
What's the latest?
The news recently, his ass was like on the sidelines pre-game, like a Michigan State game with a little, it looked like
who is that?
The glasses with the recorder in it, possibly.
How do you even
they took the cheating to another level. I mean, that's all it is. Plain simple.
Well, at the end of the day, ain't nothing coming of it until about 2030. So
supposedly, rumor is on the street they're going to try to suspend Harbaugh.
He don't call plays. It don't
matter.
That's
I mean, not unnecessarily. I mean, okay, yeah, that's a big portion of the team, and it's a major distraction. Okay. Obviously, everything going on there is a major distraction. But like, I still stand on the hill of they ain't gonna do nothing significant. Obviously, this year it's gonna be a while before.
Wasn't he asking?
You don't care that much about it? Like, no, Sean and Ben. Like, do you truly care that they were going to that extreme to cheat?
Yeah, man.
I would be mad if they beat us, but they ain't beat us. Hey, they didn't think TCU was gonna be good enough last year, so they ain't go watch their games.
They were not.
What happened? They got.
Now they ain't watching nobody else. Signals like that though. We get it from the sideline, right? And they just go, right? We don't do like cards. I never noticed that in Georgia on the sideline.
I think they have like 2 or 3 kids doing weird stuff. Yeah.
I don't know. Wasn't Harbaugh absent in the beginning of the season though? Didn't something else happen where
he gets suspended for 4 games for recruiting violations during COVID.
Bro, this boy, he going wild right now. I don't know.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
If you don't win, you get fired. If you do win, you get fired. So
he's gonna go to the NFL. He's gonna take over one of the NFL jobs.
He gonna hit that Pete Carroll when them sanctions came out with USC. What Pete do? He been in Seattle ever since. So he gonna hit that.
And they might be
and look, he done won in both places, so he gonna get a job.
He gonna get broke off either way. He's gonna get broke off to go to the league, or he gonna get broke off to stay at Michigan.
I don't know. It's just so much talk about it, but at the end of the day, I mean, what's that team? We ain't even talk about the team necessarily anymore. It's just all about Harbaugh and what's going on.
I don't know. I talk about the team plan. I think it's a damn good football team, but I still don't know. Like, are they good because they're really good? Or are they good because they know what the hell you're doing on both sides of the football?
At the end of the season,
I think they are really good, but when you do know what the hell, if you are really good and you know what the hell's going on, it's just a whole nother level. Like they've been this year.
So
run left and you bring smack into it. That helps.
Oh yeah,
that does. I get it.
But pass, you don't know the route.
Especially in that conference when they're bigger and they're faster and they're stronger than everyone else they play, besides Ohio State.
It'd be like us playing Vandy every week. I feel like
and knowing exactly what the hell they're doing.
I mean, to make those games look like blowouts. I mean, that's the thing about Georgia. I think that's kind of hurting us. Is like we don't have many of those. We don't look like super duper like better than everyone. It's just like
but no one else does though.
Huh?
No one else does though, besides Michigan. Like Ohio State ain't blowing anyone out. Alabama ain't blowing anyone out. Washington's been close games. Oregon's had some moments.
I don't care about
you just care about Missouri and Georgia. I know.
I really think that's a testament to our league though. Like week in and week out, we are getting everybody's best, no matter who it is in our league or not. But like, shit, anybody in our league can have a day. Like can have a Saturday, so like we got to bring it every week. So I think you're gonna play close games. And again, I think we've gotten almost everybody's best.
What? And I think the big worry to me, everyone kept talking about like, oh, Georgia's not going to be battle tested. But when Georgia faces Alabama or LSU or Michigan, like they ain't going to be battle tested. Well, they've been pushed to the brink where like they now know what it takes to win a fourth quarter. They know what it takes to win a second half and make adjustments. So like you can't use that. They're not ready for Crimson Tide. Like, no, they're ready. They've been through the fire. So
I agree.
We'll see. All right, let's move on. Ducati 1098 made a good example. I remember this because I was a Bucs fan growing up in Tampa. The Bucs knew everything the Raiders was saying because they didn't change a damn word or signal when Gruden left the Raiders to go to the Bucs, and they just dismantled them in the Super Bowl, which is awesome. All right, let's get on to Ole Miss. Ole Miss, man, they're rolling right now. 8-1 in overall. Only lost to Alabama in Tuscaloosa, and big win versus A&M. Actually, the third straight game they've beaten the Aggies. Just very, very sad for Jimbo Fisher there in College Station. But big picture. Any worry from you guys in this game? Like what to you is going to trip Georgia up in this one? It could be either side, like offense, defense, whatever it is, to completely open. We'll start with you, Sean.
I think this is the toughest team Georgia's played thus far. I mean, we mentioned Jackson Dart. I mean, great quarterback that can do it in the air and that can do it with his legs. Then you got Junkins, running back that's running the ball very, very hard. He started off the season kind of slow, but I don't know if he was injured, whatever the case may be. But now he's running that thing strong. Then you go on the outside with Watson. Who else they have over there? Trey Harris over there.
Trey's a beast.
Guys that can get it done, right? And more than one receiver. And Dart, I feel like it's good enough to do it with his legs and then, throw some balls out there and get it done, moving the pocket. So I think this is the best offensive team so far that we played. And then on the defensive side, I know that back end ain't that sexy, but I feel like those front four guys and some of their blitzes, they get to the quarterback, bro. They got like 30 sacks in the season already.
That defense is bad. That defense is bad.
Yeah. We're going to see.
This could turn into a shootout.
To that quarterback here and there. I don't know if that's just off of blitzes. I know the linebackers got a couple sacks, but they're out there. They're gonna. We talked about this last week where Missouri sent the house. They're gonna send some pressure.
Oh yeah, and Brad brought that up. I mean, you go back and watch the film. Like Missouri felt like 80% of the snaps they were bringing 5 or 6. Not just 5, like 6.
They were bringing 6 every time.
You're like, holy crap! Like slow down. Like they came with some piss, man.
So I don't know. I think this is going to be another good game, and like you said earlier, Aaron, starting off this I guess this streak with running quarterbacks, see what they can do. Yeah. So it's gonna be good.
Real quick, who asked in the chat? Jordan said, "No, Sean, where did you get that shirt?" Diane, appreciate the shout out. Home field apparel. We're all wearing home field apparel tonight. TPL 15 for 15% off. Go check them out. All right, Ben, your thoughts on the game this weekend?
Yeah, we got to have Carson to play. The other side, they can score. We got to keep – he don't have to do anything different. Just be the guy he's been. We just can't – we can't have him have one of those games. If he's the same guy he's been being the rest of the year, we're going to be fine. He don't have to go out there and be some all-well. Get the guy, it's the ball in space, let him do what he's doing. But, hey, possessions are going to be limited. They're going to be on the ball, getting as many possessions they can and running many as plays they can on our defense to wear them out. They're going to make us communicate. New linebacker on defense, so they're going to test the waters early on offense, on our defense. So we got to control the clock. Don't give them any series. I'll take that score right there, Mr. Tim.
Woo!
We win this week. That's all I care about. It's a win.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one, bro.
I think it's going to be a high-scoring game.
Top 5 running back and top 10 receivers. I mean, they got 3 receivers in the top 10.
Yeah. For those who didn't watch last week, TK, that Trey Harris kid was balling.
Yeah, 213.
Yeah, they got some juggernauts out wide. I think their whole offense is good, and especially if they can get Quinshawn. If they get Quinshawn going, which obviously our run game defense is great, but obviously we know what he can do. But I don't know. I think
so far, that we faced offensively.
Yes,
100%.
Okay. By far the best offense.
Yeah, 100%.
And you got Lane Kiffin calling plays too.
Right, and that was exactly what I was about to say. I like the Lane train, bro. He always has something in his bag to throw out there. I'm glad they used that one play last week and not against us, where they snuck the guy in and he was wide open. Wide open. Yeah. So you know Lane gonna have something in the bag, but we got the best on best, so it's gonna be really, really good.
I'm worried about our backside corners.
Yeah, they kind of
if they get Trey matched up, you better have a safety over the top.
Yeah,
on 6 or 12. 12 had a good game, but 6, man, he's been worrying me all season. So
they were going at both of them. I was looking at that.
Well, I would too.
They were going at both of them. So
they're young, man. They're inexperienced, and they get beat over the top. So especially 6. If Lane can get Trey Harris matched up on 6.
Don't we give him a little ammo? Come on, Murray.
They watch the film. They know shit.
They see
the same thing I see when I study that thing. They're like, we're going after him. No, you better have some safety support.
And I feel like Ole Miss has been tested at least twice with LSU and the Alabama game. So they're going to be ready. They're going to have some.
We'll get score predictions here in a little bit before we log off. Make sure if you're in the chat right now, we appreciate everyone jumping in. This thing has grown every single week, but hit that like button. Also, make sure you go check out all the other great shows on the TPL channel. We just had Javon and Meek's show come out today. Warren Brinson show coming out this week. Makai Muse's show coming out. And I actually have a sit down with Carson Beck on Wednesday that we're hoping to get that out on Thursday. So we appreciate all the support. The current student athletes appreciate your support. They do a great job of really, letting you guys in, which is the goal of TPL. Like, we want to give the fans the true access behind the scenes, what's going on in the locker room, maybe not in the locker room because Kirby don't like that, but on the field, off the field, their lives, day-to-day stuff, just to, kind of show their personalities off. And obviously, you got 4 guys right here that played at a high level, played in the NFL, and I'm happy to answer your guys' questions each and every week. So hit the subscribe, hit the like. We do appreciate it going forward. Where else am I going to go next with this? Oh, game day on campus.
Mm-hmm.
I think I had one time. It was LSU my senior year where game day was there. And you could feel the energy was different all week long. the buses got there early, the setup on Myers Quad, like all that, man. Like it was buzzing. Talk about how that affects. Maybe if I know we've had to have game day when each of y'all were there at some point. Like talk about your experience that week and how it did change you mentally heading into the game.
I mean, you said it. You those buses get there. All those interviews with the ESPN guys that you'll have and things like that during and throughout the week because it is game day. It's kind of a marquee game. You kind of perk up a little bit, but from a fan standpoint, I think the energy and the buzz around Athens is just a little bit different, for sure. That dog walk a little bit different. So it's just a special time for sure. So it'll be rocking.
Ben?
Yeah, I think it was for us. It was the blackout versus Alabama.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
That week was it was just everything for me. First home start versus Alabama, where I grew up right down the road from Tuscaloosa. I don't know much as game day. I think it's just who you're playing that brings that much energy. We don't get to go out there and be a part of it really, but I think the atmosphere is that much bigger when it's on your campus. More fans are there. It's hyped up all week. So it's going to be rocking in Sanford Stadium.
Well, I think TB, sorry, no, Sean, real quick before you jump in, like the drive to the stadium, because like we that bus ride when you're driving through campus and like there's so many more people and all the excitement, the bus is rocking, the dude when and the dog walk's always popping, but like big time games like this where it's like you can't even see where the people end because it's so many people.
Different.
Like that's a crazy experience getting off the bus. No, Sean.
Oh yeah, it's wild. I mean, I think I've never been one to watch any of the ESPNs before any game. That's in the league or in college, right? But that's one time where you kind of turn on ESPN and you see them out there, and you're like, oh my goodness, they out there. And I feel like the times are different now because I mean they'll have the head coach up there, they'll have some players up there talking. You know what I mean? Kind of getting the players involved more. Back then we didn't get involved with it, but we all said it, man. The atmosphere it's wild, right? And it was a night game. I hated sitting around all day though. So that sucks.
Yeah, that's the worst part.
Sitting around.
That's what I was gonna ask next. Like how tough is it just sitting in the hotel room?
It's the worst, right? I hated that. I hated sitting around all day. I mean, it was hard to even watch other games because I'm like just thinking about what I have to do in this game. You know what I mean? So it's definitely it's mentally draining, honestly. I feel like those later games, especially for me, because I'm a really fiery, amped up person, especially on game day.
So really?
Are you trying to keep my emotions in place all day into the game? It's like, how do I do this? This is ridiculous.
Ben, could you? I feel like Ben's a little bit more chill. Could you nap? I feel like you could take a nice little afternoon snooze.
Heck yeah, go in there. Put on some hunting channel, outdoors channel. You get that deer blind playing. You're sitting in there, hear the knocked out just like I'm at home in a deer stand.
A lot of talk about is this going to be is this going to be a black
to make it dark?
Oh yeah,
I had a room with Bean, who's over there playing his little race car game on his phone. Yeah. So that was the hardest part of sleeping, hearing Bean over there doing his little drag racing on his phone.
Big Bean.
Hey, I'll let the fans know this ain't the game to black it out.
Don't do that.
No. You just go put on the Silver Bridges. 7 o'clock.
Oh, great.
Yeah, just keep rolling, baby.
Just keep going on that thing.
More distractions.
But if you do need to wear as a fan a new black shirt or red shirt or white shirt, home field apparel, TPL 15% off. Make sure you go get it this week. We appreciate the sponsorships. All right. We're about to wrap this thing up. Appreciate everyone joining us tonight. Once again, make sure you check out all the other player shows on the channel. And then on our TPL Tennessee channel, tomorrow night, Josh Dobbs, who I don't know how the hell
Arizona out of there, my boy
to
Dobbs.
Minnesota and freaking threw 2 tutties and 1 rushing touchdown.
Sir. 4 athletes. Shout out my dog.
Before he went out there, he's taking snaps with the offense line, having to listen to his cadence because they didn't really know his rhythm. How crazy is that?
That's amazing.
Well, Josh is going to be joining the TPL Tennessee show tomorrow, so make sure you go check out that channel, support those athletes.
He's going to be over there?
Yeah, he's our ambassador for Tennessee.
Fire.
Yeah,
I think he's more impressive than the Baker Mayfield. Remember Baker Mayfield went into the Rams. I don't know. This is more impressive because he's like asking receivers, what route you running?
He got there
Yeah.
last week, bro.
I
Like,
know
literally,
that.
like
He's like an aerospace engineer.
He's
So
smart,
like
though.
he's smart
He's
enough
smart. I
to
ain't gonna lie, he's smart. He was in
Great.
Tennessee
And he
last
think he's
year.
good at golf too. I don't
Yeah,
know.
Yeah, Ben, you know.
he-
Ben,
he's-
talk
oh,
about
yeah.
him.
That's
Ben,
all he
talk,
got.
Yeah.
I think this is a great social media clip. Ben, Josh Dobbs, go. Talk about Josh Dobbs.
First off, Josh, go Dogs. Yeah, when he came in last year, he literally got there Thursday night game, just like it was. They gave him the playbook, and nothing was off the chart. You know, most of the time they simplify. Hey,
Mhm.
this is going to be. He literally was like, just give it to me.
Mhm.
He learned 2-minute third downs. They didn't shorten any verbiage. You know, a lot of time it's wristband this, wristband that. He was the one walking into the huddle. He could just those plays for a quarterback in the league. When you're going two jet this, can this off that routes on third down, that package that comes in, it's like a foreign language for some quarterbacks coming in.
Garbage.
That's the hardest part. I feel like is them just getting the
Yep.
play out of hearing it. It was smooth the whole night. Sitting there, him doing it. He know he would be just like y'all Ben Huddle. He'd point to every receiver, make eye contact, let them know like, hey, I know what you're running. Run the route. So his demand in the huddle was great. I'm a big Dobbs fan.
Nice. I love Dobbs.
Good dude.
And just a hell of a person. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
great guy.
Great
Yeah, hell of a
dude.
person.
Great
Hell of a
dude.
person.
Great dude. All right, let's go. Score time. Score time. Here we go.
He said, here we go. What's
Here
the line on that, Jones?
What's the line on this one?
You
Let's
know
see.
I got no son.
What is the line on this one? I had a rough week last week, boys. I ain't gonna lie. I lost some
I had a-
money.
Hey, that live bet went for the Dogs
We
down to
did all right.
Hammer.
I got
We did
my
all
butt
right. We did all
whooped.
right over here.
I think
Hammer.
Georgia's 10 and a half, 11 in some places, somewhere around that 10 and a half, 11.
I like that, Rick Patton.
Yeah, I'm
like
right
that.
there. Chill out, Rick. I'm right around there.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. TK, you're first. What's the score?
Yeah. Give me that 38-24 low. Rick Patton.
Okay.
Ben?
38-34.
Yeah, it's 11 on DraftKings. Who? Where'd you go, Ben?
38-34. And you know, I'll hammer it after that first touchdown. Ole Miss gets it so that spread gets
Yeah, no shot. God, our defense, just give them 7 points. Just give the offensive football.
I don't ever take them straight up.
No, Sean?
Give me that 41-30.
Ooh,
130.
Yeah.
I like that too, though.
I like it too.
I like mine.
I'll take all those. We're winning.
Yeah.
I'll go 34-31 Dogs.
Mm.
It's
Say
gonna
that-
be close.
I
That
understand
offense is
that.
nice.
They're
That
excited.
offense is nice.
Hopefully,
I
they
understand that. Like, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be good. All right. Well, we appreciate everyone once again. Ben Jones, Nosha Moreno, Tavares King, Aaron Murray. We'll be back next Monday as the Dogs get ready for Tennessee. Hopefully, we talk about a win in between the hedges
My
there in
next
Sanford
woods.
this weekend. Yeah,
Love
Ben.
it.
Well, maybe we'll do a little Dobbs versus the boys show next week. Bring in our Tennessee
well.
ambassadors.
That.
Let's go.
Let's go. That'd be
let's
great,
go.
actually. That'd be awesome.
All right, we'll probably do that next week. But anyways, appreciate everyone. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Go check out the other shows from our current student athletes at Georgia, and we will see you next week. Go Dogs.
Go
Go
Dogs.
Dogs.